Welcome to episode 243 of the Super Media Bros podcast. I'm Richie, and we're still on break. I know. We're coming back strong next week, I promise. But to give you a preview of what we're going to fucking do, sort of what we're going to do, we're going to go all the way back to episode 134, Cult Cinema Showdown 54. Again, this is an episode well before Devin became a permanent co-host on the show. He's on this episode, and it's fuckery that I cannot explain. We took two films that are either made by or are starring rock musicians, and this one was Danny Filth of Cradle of Filth and Glenn Danzig, obviously from the Misfits. But they did these films, and holy shit, I can't even, I fucking can't even with this. So they're both anthology based. And it's Verotika, which was made by Glenn Danzig, going against Cradle of Fear. It was pretty much meant to be a starring vehicle for Danny Filth, and it just kind of went meh and faded into obscurity. But fear not, we're here to bring it back to light because it's horror season, it's spooky season, god damn it. So go all the way back to the summer of 2020 and enjoy Cult Cinema Showdown 54, Verotika versus Cradle of Fear.
Super Media Bros.
Special guest, but it's more like a returning special guest.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Who?
Well, you motherfucker.
I'm special?
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. Welcome to episode 134 of the Super Media Bros podcast. I'm Midnight Agent Raw, and today I am joined by returning special guest, Dollar Store Dev.
What's up?
It's been a long fucking time, dude.
Dude, it has. I was thinking about that. Like, it's been like a year, 2 years?
Dude, I think it's been 111 or 12 episodes.
Oh, fuck.
I know, right? But look, the last time Devin was here, we talked about all the Samurai Cop films. So, I mean, I thought it was only important that, like, if he's going to join us for a special episode, it's going to be a Cult Cinema Showdown. So, this is Cult Cinema Showdown 54. By the way, what time is it?
It is, according to my G-Shock, it is 5:34.
5:34 in the fucking morning.
We just started watching movies at like 11, but we got sidetracked halfway through the process and we just started bullshitting for fucking 3 hours.
Yeah.
And then we watched another movie, bullshitted again for another couple hours.
And here we are.
Yeah.
And what are these movies, you might be asking? Well, if you haven't looked at the episode art on YouTube or if you haven't been following us on social media, the movies this week are fucking Verotika and Cradle of Fear. These movies, I stress, one of these is a movie. The other is something I have no fucking idea what happened. So the reason these two were paired off is because Glenn Danzig decided, you know what? I need to make a comic series. And you know what I need to do after that? I need to make a movie about this comic series. And the other movie is a film that is starring Danny Filth from Cradle of Filth. Need I say more? So let's get the fuck started with Verotika because Jesus fuck, dude.
Right out of the gate, I just want to say that if I didn't know that this movie was made recently, I would have just assumed that it was like a late 90s Skinamax clip just for 2 hours.
You're not even wrong. And anybody listening out there that has heard of this film, everything we are about to say about this motherfucker is true. We are not making this shit up. There's no fucking way there's no possible way that we could have even written this shit. Verotika, I like to call it Tales from the Clit. Because, okay, so ironically, the last episode you were on, dude, was the interview we did with Matt Caritas from Samurai Cop.
Yeah.
But the movie Samurai Cop 2 Deadly Vengeance had Caden Cross in it. So she's in this as the Clit Keeper, which I like to call her the Clit Keeper in this one, but it's more, what was it, Morella?
It was something like that, man.
Mozzarella. We'll just call her Mozzarella. I don't fucking know.
Mozzarella.
Dude, swear to God. So the movie is divided into 3 sections. It's an anthology of horror, but the horror was the movie itself. It was not anything in this movie. So let's talk about the first part, the albino spider of Dejet, which...
The fucking spider, dude. My fucking God.
We don't want to get like too fucking much into every aspect of this, but god damn, this movie was...
They open up with the spider like crawling up the rose thorn and then going down the actual rose itself, like the petal. But whenever it was like climbing down it, whoever rendered this thing didn't even do it right, because the legs didn't even go inward towards any of the petals. There was no layering, there was no nothing. It was just like stock footage on top of stock footage that didn't go together
The spider wasn't even finished. It looks like they started it in like Adobe. Glenn Danzig was like, what can you do for $20?
Oh, this looks stylized enough.
Put it in. That's just the start of it, because there are like several adult actresses that were in this. So the opening sequence is this chick and this dude making out on the sofa, and she's like stressing, keep my top on, because they about to fuck. And why the fuck does she want her top kept on? Because she's got eyeballs for nipples.
My eyes are down here.
Right. Oh my God. Yes. No, like, but for real, in this sequence of the movie, there are horrible French accents, like the worst.
How is the rewatchability?
It's bad, dude. Like, this is not rewatchable under any circumstances other than if you've got a crowd of brand new people that have never seen this and you've seen it and you just want to like see the reaction of other people watching it for the first time.
Right, yeah.
So after the nipple eyes happen, she cries, dude. And the first fucking thought like that I had, you had, because you were like, this has happened before?
Yeah, she goes, oh no, not again. She says it just like that. I was like, wait, how many times has this happened? And how many doctors have you seen? Have you considered pasties? Have you considered, I don't know, can you close your eyes?
Bro, if they fucking sewed that shit shut, it would look like fucking Alice in Chains Man in the Box. I know you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
So, it's true. So, like, when that happens, her friend just kind of comes into it. No, what's wrong? Or however the fuck she was talking. But she's like, it happened again. Then she cries, then her titties cry. And somehow the rose that was on the table way the fuck away from her is somehow underneath her titty. Because the tear falls out of her titty, hits the spider, and the fucking spider grows into this giant fucking literal Spider-Man. And it is the most whack-looking shit ever.
First of all, whenever her friend walks in, I just want to make an observation. Whenever she walks into the frame, it's almost as if she walked in after they said action. So they said action, she walks in, she stares at the director or somebody on set for a good like 2-3 seconds, then turns to her friend, and that's whenever their dialogue starts. Did you notice that?
Yeah, because she seriously just walks in. She's like, what happened? It happened again. Oh, fuck. But that's pretty much how it went.
And the second thing is, whenever her fucking titties start crying, my first thought was, so is this like the equivalent to lactating? Like, what is going on?
I was thinking the same thing.
I know we're not supposed to dive into the science of this movie, but I have questions. Like, there's so much to go into with this.
One of the questions that I have is, why the fuck were there so many zoom-ins? You know what I mean? Like, why the fuck were there so many camera close-ups in this son of a bitch? It's like somebody just handed him $1 million, which coincidentally is reportedly the budget for this movie. $1 million. Where the fuck did it go? Tonight on Unsolved Mysteries. find out where the fuck the $1 million budget to Verotika went and what the fuck was it spent on. Update, we have no fucking clue where this money went to. Swear to God, because the sets look great. That's the fucked up part. The camera, like, obviously high-end camera.
Right.
Obviously they spent money to do some sort of, like, good makeup work for the spider costume, but the fucking arms didn't move other than the damn actor's arms.
It's weird. So I was looking at the costume the whole time, which, by the way, at a certain point had a hole in it right in the crotch, like, and it's supposed to be like this big climactic scene, and you botched it.
It's like the cellar bitch from Evil Dead 2.
Yeah.
When Ted Raimi was in the costume and he's like flying overhead, you can see like there's a shot of like sweaty asshole and it's just a big tear in the crotch. That's how that was with the spider. Dude, that sequence whenever he's standing in the alleyway and that one chick is sitting there and he just looks at her and he
was standing there, okay? She was at the alley, and then right to the side is the alleyway. Like, she was on the corner, he was down the alley.
Right.
He is standing between two walls, arms spread open, leaning forward like a big penis hero, and he just goes, "I wish to bend you over right here and fuck you in the ass." And then she goes, "Fucking is my specialty."
Yeah,
and then
it's my specialty.
And then he goes, "Then I wish to hear your neck snap."
Yeah, dude, she just
He fucking breaks her freaking neck.
And but what made me laugh the most is how she was just like, "Wait, what are you doing?" And my first thought was like, "I thought you were about this life." And
Yeah,
she just
man.
fucking just crunch and like you just falls the fuck over, dude. Like moving forward, so like the idea is that the main lead in this sequence, Dajette, fucking falls asleep, and anytime she falls asleep, this dude acts as like a spider Freddy Krueger and comes out to kill motherfuckers. She goes into this damn movie theater, and obviously they didn't put any of the budget here because to fucking simulate a film projector, they put a goddamn halogen light and a box fan in front of it.
I looked at this and I thought to myself, $1 million budgeted movie, and they had a fucking box fan with a light bulb behind it. This is why I don't believe in God.
It's true. And Danzig just like turns to the fucking like he gets into the shot and then he just steps in front of the camera and looks directly at you, breaking the fourth wall. Where is your goddamn? Like, stupid, dude.
Before you notice it, like if you just notice the lighting, you don't notice it. You know, you don't think anything of it. You're like, oh, okay, they actually got a projector. Cool. Then once you see it in the background and then you follow the light, you notice the pattern of like the fan blades just going around. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. You can't turn your brain off. You notice it immediately.
Yeah, and then it literally ruins the rest of the shot. And the other fucked up part, she's falling asleep in this theater, right? She's about to wake up, and the fucking spider is about to fucking kill this chick, and he's like, "Don't wake up, bitch! I'm not done!" It was so funny. He just, "Don't wake up! I ain't done yet! And we out here! We ain't done!"
Dude, and it's such a contrast because whenever she gets up to leave, I guess she's like, "Oh shit, I'm about to get raped in this movie theater.
Yeah.
Let me leave."
Yeah, I need to get out of here because this is a shit situation. By the way, that made me uncomfortable as shit watching.
Oh yeah. Dude,
it's bad.
But whenever she goes to leave, she calmly grabs her shit, walks out of the auditorium, and you just hear this guy politely go, "Hey, wait, come back."
And she goes to this coffee because she's like, "I need some coffee." And she fucking, this made me laugh hard, okay? She sits at this table where there's already a mug and a saucer. And she hasn't even ordered, mind you. And the waiter comes up and he's carrying, coffee in a cold press or whatever. And he's like, "Would you like another refill, ma'am?" She didn't even fucking order anything. And then, because he's like, "We're closing." And she's like, "Oh, well, I guess I'll leave." And she fucking leaves money. Why would she leave money? She didn't fucking order anything. She didn't drink anything. She just sat for like 5 seconds and then fucking went home.
It makes me wonder, does every table have a cup of old, fucking room temperature coffee. Like, is this a Circle K of diners?
Yeah, right. Like, and as soon as your ass hits the chair, it doesn't matter. They fucking charge you for it as soon as your ass touches the chair.
She's got to leave a tip and everything.
But no, like, she figures out, she's like, fuck it, I'm gonna take pills and overdose. That way, if I die, he fucking dies. So she calls the cops ahead of time and tells him to be at her apartment. And here's where we get to the end of this sequence. So, like, she is ODing, and he just shows up and immediately has his hand around her throat, like, from one shot to the next. No action, just there. This was so funny to me because the cops show up, and they literally just, like, okay, how do I put it?
It was the most gentle break-in you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah, because they had the fucking metal battering ram or whatever, and they're just like, ugh. You can see the perforation that they cut into the door for it to bust through from the other side. They come into the room, and he turns around, he's like, what the fuck is this? And they fucking shoot the fuck out of this Spider-Man. And I'm laughing because she's on the ground ODing, and he's looking down at her. Wake up, bitch, I'm fucking dying.
Dude, not just that, but the thing is, whenever the cops break in, they're like, take your hands off her neck. This bitch is already on the fucking ground, dying. Fucking drool coming out of her mouth already, foaming like a rabid dog, dead. And they just said, get your hand off her neck.
Wake up, bitch, I'm fucking dying. So stupid, and he fucking dies. And then I love they just stand over. Well, I guess we found the guy that's been killing all those girls. She looked like she's overdosed. Is that an eyeball on her titty? Like, the end. I swear to God, the end.
And it's so depressing because, and I've noticed this with a lot of anthology films. For example, VHS.
Great fucking movie.
Dude, I love that movie. But I've noticed this odd trend where, in a lot of anthology films, the first one is usually the best.
Yeah.
Even here.
Yeah.
Say what you will about the quality of all three of them. The first one was the most dissectable. It had the most going on that you could talk about, the most memeable, just everything about it. And it's just this weird trend that I have noticed. I don't know.
Yeah, and then moving on to fucking the second one is Change of Face, which this one is dumb as shit. This one fucking deals with the mystery girl who is only ever known by Mystery Girl. She's a stripper that likes to carve faces off of other women and wear them, but why does that matter? Because she wears a fucking shawl over her face anyway, so you never see the fucking faces that she wears. There's no point to have her even do this shit. She could have just killed them. Why does she need to peel their faces off if she's gonna cover her fucking face up anyway?
Like, you can see shots where it's clear that there is a layer of skin over hers because the eyeballs are cut out for slits and everything. So you can see her skin complexion underneath a different one and everything.
Right.
But it's like, if you're wearing a mask, it's not even like you have a different identity. There's nothing going on here. There was, with Buffalo Bill, with the Joker in the New 52 comics, like, with all these different stories that have handled things of this nature, there was a reason, there was a backstory, there was some form of explanation. Here, there is nothing.
Yeah, and to the point that in the stripping sequence, because they spend some quality time at this fucking strip bar, the mystery girl walks on stage to start stripping, like, amongst other strippers here, and I swear to fuck, I timed it. It's at the 34-minute mark, and it lasts until the 39-minute, 8-second mark, and it's literally nothing but stripping and music from the soundtrack. It's like a prolonged music video for 3 different fucking bands, and no exposition. Like, it's literally there to fucking fill the movie.
And the thing is, I would be okay with this if the music was good. The first song, I fucking cried because dude, I say this as a joke to all my friends. Anytime they want me to, like, stop being a little dickhead, I'll just be like, can't stop, won't stop. And I say that shit just fucking around. The hook of this song is can't stop, won't stop. Come on, come on. And I fucking shitted myself.
Shitted,
shat, I don't know.
No.
God damn it.
No.
I don't give a fuck.
No, I used shitted last week when we did the fucking Mad Libs. I used shitted.
Dude.
So you shitted yourself.
Yeah. And then the second song was from Glenn Danzig. Now, I grew up listening to the Misfits and even Danzig's self-titled stuff and everything. So this hurts. It really does. The man has not aged well.
Oh no. And oh my God. And it sucks too because I like his music too. And I know where you're going with this because it's the same thing I said. I was like, bro, he ain't even trying anymore.
No.
He ain't even fucking trying on that shit.
Dude, it was, honest to God, it was even worse than his last album. His Elvis album.
Danzig sings Elvis?
Yeah.
That's a real thing. Again, we can't write this shit. We can't make it up. That is a real thing.
That's even the title. Like, we're not exaggerating. You can go on your Spotify, Pandora, iTunes, Apple Music, whatever.
It's there.
Yeah. Danzig sings Elvis. That's the album title.
What if it was just him literally singing the word Elvis the whole time?
That'd be better.
Elvis! Elvis, Elvis, Elvis! Elvis!
Can he at least give us that EP to make up for it?
Maybe. I don't even know if he could make up for it. Because, like, he hit us with, like, a triple doozy on this bitch.
But, dude, that's the thing is, like, the song that he put in this scene was even worse than that album. And it seems as though he thinks very highly of it because it's also, I noticed, the theme music on the Blu-ray's main menu. And because we didn't start the movie immediately, we put the disc in, talked a little bit, and so this music was in the background.
Like, what?
We probably listened to this a collective 20 minutes.
Yeah, roughly, at least.
Yeah, 20 to 45 minutes tonight. I'm fucking sick of it. I would rather dig my eyes out with meth rocks than hear this shit again.
Right? Yeah, by the way, this movie just ends. Or like, this sequence just ends. There's a detective. He finds some dead people, and he fucking has a conversation with his other people. And cause of death, apparent shock and loss of blood. Nice. It reminds me of that scene in Lycan Colony whenever that dude's eating the fucking steak and the other guy asks him how it is. He's like, how is it? Awesome. Like, blows eardrums out of the fucking mix on that audio track, and he just, awesome.
Stuff like that makes me wonder if they even go back and check any of this.
No, they probably didn't. And the other thing I want to like talk about before we move to the next chapter, on the DVD/Blu-ray release, there's special features or whatever, and there's literally nothing but the trailer and like a film reel. And the film reel is just behind the scenes set photos. Every behind the scenes set photo came from this segment, which just proves they were only there to see titties. Oh, forgot. Shout out to fucking X-Pac from Degeneration X on this motherfucker, because somehow Sean Waltman was like, I want to be in this fucking movie.
X-Pac went from doing porn with China to doing porn with Danzig.
It's true. It's damn true.
Oh. Don't bring Kurt Angle into this shit.
I'm just re-emphasizing how true this is. Again, cannot make this shit up, dude. And then the last one is Drukija Contessa of Blood. It is actually loosely based on Elizabeth Bathory, who famously bathed in her victim's blood. I promise you that this movie opens with this main character, Contessa, wiping blood on her face for 5 hours.
Dude, and it's such a shame because I love the history behind that story. Because whether you believe she did it or if you believe that she was framed for it, either one is just as fascinating as the other.
Exactly. The fact that we get this shit, though, I fucking died because she collects this girl from this mob. Like, she goes and grabs all these virgins because she's gonna kill them and she's gonna bathe in their blood, right? So she fucking goes and gets this bitch. And the mom is just like, yeah, go with Contessa. She's going to take good fucking care of you and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, this chick has got to be like legend in this town for this because she does it so openly. So the mom had to know she was giving her daughter up to this crazy bitch. And she just is like, oh, go. And the daughter gets pulled out of the fucking little shanty that they're in. And then Contessa just rolls in and drops money on the ground, and the mom is just fucking sitting there like Ted DiBiase. Straight up, dude. She fucking is just sitting there like $1 Million Man.
Everybody's got a prize.
Ted DiBiase. And she's just counting coins. Like, fuck yeah, I'm rich, bitch.
Dude, she was smiling too. That's the thing. I'm
She
like,
laughed
what the
like
fuck?
that. She's like, fuck, man. Like, she sold her own daughter. Like, I bet you anything that was only like $5.
Oh, probably.
She's like, oh, I'm gonna throw this money at you. It's probably like fool's gold or some shit. She had like this big shit-eating grin on her face, like, yeah. So the rest of this movie is, I'm not even shitting you, like the rest of this movie is Contessa killing the rest of these virgins and bathing in their blood. In fact, she kills the peasant girl, because that's what her name is in the credits, is Peasant Girl.
Great titling.
Yeah, so like she gets into this giant steel bone, goddamn large ass cauldron of blood. She's tied up with her wrist slit and there's blood everywhere. So Contessa just strips and gets in this motherfucker, dude. Commences to bathing, complete with shitty camera work, from 1 hour and 3 minutes and 13 seconds to 1 hour and 9 minutes and 43 seconds.
You could just tell that they didn't know what to do. Between that and the stripper scene, I don't know what's worse. Because with the stripper scene, I feel like it might have this... No, I can't even say that it has a slight edge, because the stripper scene went back to stripping several times over. Just like with this one, it had this bitch looking in the mirror for like 2, 3, 5 minutes. And then a scene of her just riding her horse leisurely down the woods at night. Nothing interesting going on except for the cameraman in the back.
Yeah, there's like I don't even know. It may be a cable dude, a lighting guy. There's lights in the trees. There's cable dudes in the background of the shot. There's people bumping the camera.
Yeah, dude. And that's the thing. Like, okay, if it was a white light, I can kind of understand it, because it's like, oh no, that was supposed to be the moonlight. Okay, cool, whatever. There was a red and blue speck light gleaming off of one of the leaves, practically, in one of these shots. And I was like, what the? And it was the same shot with one of the crew members in the background, too. So it was like, you fucked up everything. Just one retake. Could you do that? I don't understand what they were doing.
Tell that crew not to a damn retake. Damn it! That's the mindset that I pictured Glenn Danzig having.
I don't even understand his dialogue. So I understand that this movie is supposed to be reminiscent of France and all that stuff. I get that. But this is a real quote from one of the strippers when they were being interviewed, okay? All you cops are the same. All bark, but all you want is free sex. They weren't even there for sex. They were interrogating them, trying to ask them questions about these murders. And by the way, whenever these strippers were some of the worst actresses in this movie, and that says something, every time they would speak softly, but just kind of swiftly. Oh, hi. Like that. But here's what I noticed. No matter what emotion was on their face, their eyebrows never moved. It wasn't even plastic surgery type of issues. It was just like they didn't know how to emote anything.
Very fucking apparent.
I can only assume that they've never had acting classes at all.
Probably. When old girl was riding in on that horse, finally some good fucking acting when the horses came in.
For real, man. The horse was the best part.
The horse and that fucking sweet Doge. That sweet
Dude.
puppy dog.
Dude, the dog. Oh my god. That's the thing. This dog was supposed to be a massive, giant, just vicious wolf. It was just a fucking puppy. Like, well, it wasn't a puppy, but like...
Large doggo, but sweet doggo.
Yeah, like they show a close-up at his eyes, and it's just like, I just want to pet him. Like, I'm not scared of this at all. As he's eating like raw flesh and meat covered in blood, and he's just like, nah, I'm just a happy dog.
The other part that I had to laugh at in the Contessa sequence was when she started eating that girl's heart.
Oh my.
She's just holding her, and she's eating the heart, and that girl just moves so much, dude. She doesn't know what to do with her arms. She just keeps like, and that's the sequence where it looks like somebody bumps into the camera.
Yeah. Again, like I said, reshoots, retakes, do something, some kind of editing. As long as these shots are, I understand that you wanted a full feature-length film and runtime. Okay, cool. But slight, 2 seconds here and there would not have affected your runtime whatsoever. Even if you have these long, useless scenes of stripping and bathing in blood, that would still, we would make fun of it, but you still can trim some of the goofs, you know?
This is the literal ending of this third act, okay? We are not making this up. This virgin escapes, and she's being chased by Tweedledee and Tweedle, dumb fuck, like through the woods. They catch her, they bring her back. Contessa's like, all for their head. I'm gonna drink all your blood. Except she doesn't, because there's no bucket to catch the blood. Her head flies off, an eyeball's popped out of it, and then they just torch the fucking corpse. And she's carrying this fake head around. This is some like dollar store Hereditary shit.
Hey, you watch your mouth about the dollar store, brother.
This is Dollar Tree Hereditary.
Dollar Tree owns us.
Fuck.
Dollar General. Dollar General can suck my dick.
Okay, cool. So this is Dollar General Hereditary shit, okay? This is Dumpster Fire Hereditary. She collects the heads of all the girls, apparently, because she's got them, like, just mounted as trophies in her collection room. Okay. She still never drank the blood. She still never got any of it from this one. This was just, like, the biggest waste ever.
She just holds the head, just chilling, which, by the way, had no blood dripping out of it after, like, a certain point. And that point wasn't even very long. I don't understand any of what I saw. I kept looking at you throughout the entire movie. I would look back at you and be like, so what is happening? Like, I understand what's happening, but what is this trying to be? Like, I was rattling off idea after idea, trying to justify this thing. And you were like, just look at it
just
at face
go with
value.
it. Just go with it.
It's not trying to do anything, dude. It's just random events.
It's fucking true. I wish we were making it up, but we're not.
I'm glad that this exists, because you know what? I want to get drunk and watch this with people.
That's the only way I'd ever be able to sit through this shit again. But yeah, like, oh my, yeah, that's fucking Verotika.
Welcome to Fresh Ball Fall. It's the season of pumpkin spice and making sure that your crotch looks nice. That means sipping cider in a fall breeze and using Manscaped products to trim your balls with ease. Manscaped is a company that's going to make sure that your foliage isn't the only thing shedding its excess leaves. Hell, even Mother Nature knows it's time to lose the excess clutter for fall. Join the 6 million other men worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with our code SUPER. You know, whether you're brand new or already with us at Manscaped, you could use the crown jewel of care for your family jewels, the Platinum Package 4.0. That's right. With this glorious package, you can align your entire hygiene routine in one swoop. Inside the 10-part Platinum Package is everything that you know and love about the Performance Package, plus some shower goodies included to elevate your grooming game to the Platinum level. The Lawnmower 4.0 Body Trimmer and Weed Whacker Nose and Ear Hair Trimmer feature proprietary advanced skin-safe technology that protects your delicate spots. Both are waterproof so that you can keep scaping even as the weather changes. In addition to shaving, you can now completely upgrade your shower routine with the Ultra Premium Body Wash and the Ultra Premium 2-in-1 Shampoo and Conditioner. You'll have your skin and hair feeling hydrated and smelling fresh. And don't worry, it's not pumpkin spice. It's a cologne quality fragrance. But we shouldn't save a signature scent just for our pits. Use the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and the Crop Reviver Ball Toner to make sure that your go-to smell is top shelf and not sweaty balls. Manscaped is even throwing in 2 free gifts to this package. The Manscaped Boxers and the Shed Travel Bag. They're both made to hold your goodies. Get the Platinum Package this fall. These products are guaranteed to be hits for your dangly bits. Go to manscaped.com and get 20% off plus free shipping with our code SUPER. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com using our code SUPER. Clear out the leaves. It's your tree trunk's time to shine. Support for today's Super Media Bros episode comes from Vincero Collective. If you're not familiar with Vincero, they make exceptionally crafted and stylish watches at affordable prices. Other premium handcrafted watches have insane markups, but you can finally own a high quality and lasting timepiece without going broke. So if you're looking for the perfect accessory to help elevate your style, or you want to get somebody a really cool gift for a limited time, get 20% off plus free shipping site-wide with our code SUPER at VinceroCollective.com. You know, I actually haven't owned a watch in a long time. Think about it. We have phones that tell your time, but you know what? It looks good. You look sophisticated. You look intelligent.
Dude, I have not seen you wear a watch since I've met you. You're looking pretty snazzy with that watch right now.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Look at that. It says,
The baby is sparkling.
yeah, I'm telling you, man. Vincero's known for their exceptionally crafted, ethically made products for today's ambitious people. These modern pieces will upgrade your look and stand the test of time. Vincero designs everything in-house, right out of San Diego, just like Joe Marshall from Samurai Cop.
Hey.
That's what I'm talking about. They source their own materials and they produce in small batches. They're committed to doing things well or not at all. So for all the boss men and women out there, the watches are a must. They can elevate your look with the twist of the wrist. Like a flick of the wrist, if you know what I'm saying. Dude, the watches are made with surgical grade stainless steel, durable silicone, and genuine Italian marble straps. They also come with traditional automatic and Japanese quartz movements.
And enough about the watches. Let's talk about the sunglasses. I have a very tiny head. My hat collection consists of specifically youth-sized ball caps.
He's not kidding.
So whenever Richie told me about this company, I was like, yeah, I mean, is there like any size scale? Like, are we good? Like, I was on the fence. Let me tell you something. Vincero sunglasses, you get the small ones. They will fit you. They fit me like a glove and I looked fantastic.
And he's not wrong. Shades on isn't just a catchphrase for us. It's literally like a way of life. So when it comes to sunglasses, Vincero's got the hookup. And the best part about the sunglasses, they all come polarized with 100% UV protection. Not that 99.9%, all 100% UV protection.
You can stare into the sun for the entire 5-year warranty.
I don't think I would recommend that.
Super Media Bros does not recommend that you stare into the sun for 5 years straight.
There are so many styles to choose from. I got the Villa. Devin got the Cooper.
Like I said, if you've got a small head, the Cooper is the way to go. And if you got a big football helmet-sized cranium like this man across from me, get the Villa.
Yeah, the Villa. Let me see what the Villa actually means. Villa. Noun. A country residence or estate. Any imposing, pretentious residence, especially. Yeah, so if you've got a really pretentious residence of a head, the Villa are the sunglasses for you. Anyway, the eye-catching and modern designs can go with any outfit or any trend. It's perfect for a day in the office or a date night out. It's also the perfect gift for yourself or somebody that you love. Dude, finally, we can look like ballers without having to spin like ballers, okay? It's like a dream come true. But you don't need to take our word for it. With over 30,000 5-star reviews, they've been named GQ's go-to brand for premium lifestyle accessories. Vincero offers you a shopping experience that you can trust. And if you need to return or swap, it's not a problem. Remember, Vincero's got you on that 5-year guarantee. Please don't stare into the sun. And a 365-day free return policy.
Do not return after staring into the sun for 364 days.
From quality that you can feel to style that you can't deny, Vincero Collective guarantees to up your game. Look, we're only going to be able to offer this discount for a limited time, so don't wait or it's going to be way too late for you. Get 20% off plus free shipping site-wide with our code SUPER at VinceroCollective.com. Again, support our show and use the code SUPER at Vincero, that's VINCERO Collective.com. We guarantee that you're going to find something that fits your style. Shop Vincero today.
Hey, you there. We've got a question for you. Are you tired of clickbait stories and the loudest voices driving discussions in culture and entertainment?
If so, I'm Dylan.
I'm Kendall.
And I'm Corey. And we host the podcast From the Middle. We're middle-class guys living in the middle of America, in the middle chapters of our lives with points of view somewhere in the middle.
We take a more reasonable and centrist approach in our discussions covering genres like comedy, culture, entertainment, and interviews, with really interesting folks like business owners, comic creators, doctors, news anchors, New York Times best-selling illustrators, professional stand-up comics, and more. We really value a relaxed and conversational podcast, one that we hope is so fun and laid back, you'll forget you're not actually hanging out with us.
So search at From the Mid Pod, just like it sounds, or check us out everywhere you can find podcasts.
Let's move on to Cradle of Fear, which was released in 2001, shot completely on video in the United Kingdom. And this movie is like, I mean, obviously it's in the United Kingdom, but it is unapologetically fucking British, and I love the shit out of it.
Dude, and this is the thing. Whenever the opening shot happens, I was like, oh, dear God. Richie, I don't know if I can do another one of these. Like, I love bad movies, but god damn, what are you getting me into? Because the first shot, it doesn't do the rest of the movie justice. You know, it's very misleading in a way. Here's the thing about early 2000s VHS camcorders. The resolution is very cheap, but it's quickly edited. The frame rate is swift and clean and smooth. The combination of the two made me think, this is like an old Goosebumps episode or a PBS Kids like Halloween special or something. And then whenever the first action scene happens, I'm hearing all these like cartoony sound effects, and I'm like, oh god, what the fuck am I getting into?
Dude, what if they fucking somebody at PBS like legitimately swapped this out with something else they were supposed to show just as a prank?
Fucking god.
Like some little fucking kid wakes up on like Halloween day. I don't know, maybe Halloween falls on a Saturday.
Yeah.
So they're not at school. They're like, you know what? Today's going to be a good day. I'm going to click the TV on. I can't wait for Halloween Town to come on. Oh, wow. I can't wait for Hocus Pocus to rerun. Oh, wow. I can't wait to see, you know, whatever the fuck it is. And then it's just Danny Filth walking to the camera like, and this little
just
kid's like
vomiting
scarred,
blood.
was just scarred for fucking life. Man!
Dude.
Runs away, dude. And you know, some bastard at like the office, like that's like in charge of all the programming, he's just like,
dude,
like he's that meme of the dude behind the fucking tree, like rubbing his hands, like I can't wait for this little bastard to get scared shitless.
Dude, and that's kind of the same shit that happened. I want to say they played the Sausage Party Red Band trailer before. What was it? Was it Finding Dory or something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah. So stuff like this does happen.
Right. Anyway, so Cradle of Fear, we'll skim through it pretty quickly because it's like a 2-hour movie. Right. And there's a lot to unpack. Basically, the gist of this, it's kind of a soft version of what would be an anthology because they're all kind of different stories, but they tie together because of Danny Filth's character. So there is a serial killer named Kemper who slaughtered a shit ton of people. He was convicted and imprisoned. And nobody believes that he has like these magical powers or whatever. So he sends his son, the Man, that's all he's called in the movie is the Man, to kill all the people that had to do with his sentencing, be it witnesses or the police officers, whatever. It follows that, but it also follows this inspector who helped put him away, Inspector Nielsen, our favorite character in this goddamn movie. Because
this is the most British looking motherfucker.
He is the British version of the chief in Samurai Cop. He's pissed about everything. Like nothing is good enough for this man when he walks into the precinct. He's like, get me some fucking, like, what do you say? He was like, get me some fucking good witnesses or get me some fucking good, news. Is there any good news in his spot? And you're just like, no, they're really not. I've got some bad news. So many wrestling references in this episode. I know. But for real, it's like, I'm afraid I've got some bad news. Like, fuck. The movie opens with a flashback because he's investigating this chick's murder, right? So it goes to this nightclub scene where Danny Filth is spying on these chicks. He goes home with one of them, demonically fucks the shit out of her, and then she starts like tripping balls the next day, which made me fucking laugh because she's seeing like all these weirdos like out and about in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
And the one guy where he was just like walking by, it looked like he was on like some rollerblades, like Heelys, and he was just going by. It's like, hey, and you're just, what the fuck?
Dude, they got this one dude, he tips his fucking fedora.
My lady.
Yeah. He's fucking Redditing this shit.
Right.
And he has like devil horns under his hat. There's this one chick, she's like standing next to her 10-year-old daughter, and she has like this giant tapeworm coming out from her ear. Just honestly, the makeup though was pretty solid.
Yeah, dude, I do have to give this film that, like, for being shot on video, the effects are actually pretty good for the time. that kind of goes throughout what we're going to get to, like the climax of this particular part of it. So she goes to her friend's house that she was at the club with the night before and decides to stay the night because she couldn't sleep. Well, dude, she wakes up and she fucking has this creature in her stomach. She flips out and just stabs herself in the stomach to death. And then this baby, it looks like if the baby spider from Toy Story, like the baby head on the spider erector set or whatever.
That's exactly what I thought about, too.
That's what it was like, except real. And this fucking thing pops out and kills her friend and leaves a bloody goddamn mess behind.
Yeah. I remember whenever the titles first ended and you just saw, like, the aftermath of it and her guts just all oozing out of her own body and everything. I straight looked at you. I said, this dude really rearranged her guts.
For real? Ugh. Oh, God.
Dude, and that's the thing. Whenever they were investigating the crime scene and everything, is it just me or did one of the investigators grab a titty?
Oh, he absolutely grabbed her titty.
Like,
just like, oh.
I was like, what the fuck just happened? This is a dead body, bro.
You filthy fucking piece of shit. He's just like, titty. And you're like, no. And that happens. And this movie only gets weirder and weirder as it goes on. So the next one is Kemper has put his blood on this pendant. And then he puts it in this dirty ass envelope with a hit list. And he floats it up via string to the man. And dude, like watching that letter, like just kind of go up, I was looking at it going, this looks like if they tried to shoot Harry Potter without the budget. Let's film the Hogwarts letter flying in. We can't get rid of the string. Fuck it. Leave it. And that's what I swear to God, is what it looked like. You're just like, dun, 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 fishing line. You're going up. Like, fuck, man. But like after that happens, these two chicks rob this apartment. They kill the shit out of this guy.
Dude,
and
they
he just
beat his fucking ass.
He just wouldn't die. Like, he kept coming back for more.
Was he on, like, some PCP or something? Like,
he had to be.
Dude, because they bash his fucking head in. Then they fucking stabbed the shit out of him with some scissors.
Yeah, they did.
And he just kept popping back up. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Like, they kill him. They take a bath in his tub. Gross. And
together.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then the one girl is like, I need to tell my sister. I need to tell somebody, because it's going to eat me up. So her friend kills her, takes her share of the money, goes the fuck home, and she grabs a drink. And then the reanimated corpses of her friend and this guy show up at her house. And they fucking stab her in the eye with the broken shards of the alcohol bottle she was drinking out of. And they just kill the shit out of her.
She just fucking falls down too. Like, scenes like that is what does, like, ultimately date it. Like, for example, and I told you this whenever the father was writing to the man. Whenever he was putting the letter up, I had said, if they were to reboot this and give it a more modern edge to it, a bigger budget, this would be really fucking good.
Yeah, because the writing is good and then the stories are pretty well put together. Because, like, the next one, like, the way they tying all these together is that Inspector Nielsen, he sees the style of all these murders and he's like, this has got to be Kemper. It looks so familiar. And that's when his superior is just like, one of the victims is Judge Corbin from the Kemper case. And hey, the fingerprints at this place were Kemper's because he put the bloody thumbprint on the pendant. So the man stalks this fucking dude who's missing a leg. This fucking scene, like, okay, so the guy is like legit missing his fucking, like, half of his left leg, and he feels inadequate because, he can't fuck. And so he goes, I swear to God, he can't fuck. So he goes.
The way you said it, bro, god damn.
Hey, I mean, it was him. Like, that's how he did. He's like, I can't do it.
Why you gotta do him so dirty with the accent too, man?
I didn't. That's how he sounded. He was like, I can't do it. I was like, oh, fuck, man. But it was funny because, like, his girlfriend or wife or whatever was so fucking into it. And that's like the black comedy of this movie, though. When she was making out with him and, like, she started, like, fucking making out with the nub and everything. And I was just like, bro, I forgot about that shit.
Dude, and at that point, I looked at you. I was like, this man's going to get a new leg. He's going to go through all this trouble, and she's not even going to be into it. She's going to be like, it's disgusting. Like, that's where I thought this was going. This poor motherfucker.
Right? Because he goes to this doctor, I guess it's a friend of his or some shit, and he's like, so, is it possible? Well, yeah, if you have a leg. So, if I get a leg, it's possible. Well, if you have a leg, yes, it is possible. He's just like, the fuck are you getting at? And the guy's just like, okay. And fucking leaves, calls an old friend, goes to this dude's fucking house, blows his goddamn brains in, takes this shitty knife and just like does a straight up, like, no pun intended, hack job on this guy's fucking leg. Where he should be cutting above the knee, he cuts well below the fucking knee because it looks like he just gave up on the thigh. He was like, fuck it. And he just starts chopping below.
Well, I mean, he would probably get the fucking leg if he would cut all in one place. Like, he missed his initial slice like 4 different times. So there were these several gashes in his upper thigh. And it's like, pick a spot, dude. Fucking hell. You could have had his whole leg if you wanted it. But no, you just kept jabbing it.
He's got a fucking, like, twister spinner sitting next to him. He's like, right leg. Like, left, like left leg green. Just like slashing him. But what made me laugh the absolute most at this scene was this dude walks in with, like, a luggage, like, bag. And he opens it up with not even a full bag of ice in it. Not even, like, just, he looks like he went to, like, a local hotel, walked up with the baggage to the ice machine and just once and just dropped like a few cubes in it. And then walked up, chopped this fucker's leg off. And then he puts the leg in it. And it's like so tiny that if you were to actually sew what this leg looked like onto him, he'd be lopsided as fuck all, dude. I swear.
Fucking weeble wobbling the whole time, dude.
Like when he's walking, he just... He looks like how a penguin would fucking walk.
Yeah. Honestly, I wish they made that the entire movie. Not even just this scene, but the whole movie.
If they just left it like that, but just for that scene where he's like, I got the leg. And then he's pissed because he's weeble wobbly. And he's just like, fuck. Like, so he keeps fucking like doing hack jobs on several different legs and can never get it right. And he just fucking ruined. But anyway, so what winds up happening is he gets it sewn on, and him and his girlfriend go out for a drive by the time it heals up. And the leg takes on a mind of its own and starts twisting in circles and putting like more pressure on the accelerator and just driving this bastard through oncoming traffic every which way. Which there are a couple of shots of this car weaving in and out where you can tell like they superimposed the car going through like certain spots, and it kind of looked surreal. Because you and I talked about this through this whole movie. This movie gives almost like fever dream qualities to it in certain aspects. It fits with this particular editing and shooting style.
Whenever we watched it in slow motion, we could see like various corners of the car clip through other cars. And even the ground itself, it clipped through.
Yeah, because it leaned over to the left and then it leaned back onto the center of gravity, so...
And oddly enough, I was like, I wouldn't even have changed that.
No, it worked, man. Like, it really worked. So he gets hit by a fucking 18-wheeler.
The smoothest crash I've ever seen in my life.
I know, right? And then he looks out the car window, and old girl is just wrapped around like this handrail. And she just wrapped the fuck around it. And he's just like, no! These 2 officers fucking show up to assess the scene, and he's in the car, like, trying to stab his leg off with looks like a goddamn ice pick. And then he fucking stabs his own neck, like, through his chin up into his mouth with the ice pick. So he's killing himself. And then here comes Danny Filth. Just gonna murder these fuckers, poke their eyes out and shit. Then I'm gonna eat a fucking cat.
This part hurted.
Yeah, he stabs the absolute shit out of this fucking cat, graphically. And then, like, eats its guts on a silver platter, which I have to admit, the effect they did for this looked really neat, because it looks like he upturns the tray, and all of it just perfectly, like, slides into his mouth as he's, like, eating it. And I'm like, man, did they shoot that in reverse? What'd they do? Because it looked cool as shit.
Whenever the shot opens, and it's just him walking down, and it's just their silhouettes, I was like, is he holding a... Tell me this ain't a fucking cat. I swear to God, if I gotta see a fucking animal die, I'm not ready for this, man. And then whenever I heard the meow, I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I turned around and I looked for Richie. You were in the bathroom, but I was like, this motherfucker, he left me alone to deal with this by myself.
Yeah, my bad. I forgot. I'd forgotten about that scene, honestly. And then I come back and that scene's happening. I was just like, oh, I done fucked up real bad.
No,
you had that like, you looked like you were about to call Sarah McLachlan on my ass. With
dude,
a fucking...
I was honestly sitting there like, man, I don't feel so good. I want to go home now.
Right. But like after we get out of that scene, I think that actually took place before this, but still, like it happens nonetheless. Nielsen is informed, like he's investigating this crime scene. So Nielsen is informed that his son is on the list and he may be dead. And now we kind of get to like the penultimate part of the film. This was like the segment in this movie. Because we were talking about how usually it's like the first, one that's good. This was the fucking best part.
It was the most trippy. It was the most bizarre. It had the most personality, but this one almost has the most depth.
Yeah, dude. And oh god, what was it? 2001 when this came out? When did Saw come out?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I feel like Saw predates it.
Yeah, I'm looking at my watch right now. I've genuinely been up for 22 hours, so forgive me for forgetting the date of a movie from 20 years ago.
Yeah, we've both been awake for a long fucking time.
We look like some goddamn tweakers.
We look like fucking Detective Nielsen by the end of this movie. Just, like we look like him and fucking his son. His son is obsessed with like smut and snuff films, okay? Like he gets fired from his fucking job because he's using the company's intranet system to look up all this shit, which they've been tracking him, looking at all this, and they're like, you're fired. Get the fuck out. He goes home because he finds this fucking place called The Sick Room on like the dark web. They have like people that are trafficked in these cubicles where you pay to like have them murdered and shit. It's so fucked up. Throughout this whole segment, this dude fucking loses his girlfriend because he beats the shit out of her because he's looking for like, his sexual high basically. He loses his girlfriend, loses his job, loses his fucking house, loses his furniture, and he loses the website. And that was their way of luring him in.
Yeah.
Because he became so fucking obsessed with looking for this site that he's like going into internet cafes and this
just trying to track it down.
Dude, that sequence where he wakes up, like he's sitting outside, he wakes up under a cardboard box and he just fucking walks in the front of that thing. Black coffee, 6 sugars.
I don't think I saw the dude even drink coffee. I didn't see him eat anything. There was a scene where he was like sitting in his apartment whenever he still had it, and there was like a giant pile of cigarettes, and I'm like, did you fucking eat the cigarette butts? Because goddamn,
yeah.
You're just sweating profusely and you haven't slept. You look like you are dying.
He survived on cigarettes and his drinking his own sweat and piss. There's the only fucking reason he could have survived. He's got to be doing that. And he finally cracks the code to get into this website, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is when he goes berserk at his house. Because the motherfucker gets into this website and he slashes this one dude and then like kills him with a hammer, like via, the choice selections. And this man has spent over like $3,550. Like he sees this message pop up that his bank account has been frozen, and then the website just powers down and disappears, and he loses his fucking mind and goes on this quest to find this fucking website. And then it all leads him to find this house in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. And this little guy answers the door and he walks in and he's like, I want to know about the sick room. He's like, yeah, I'll show you where it's at. Cool. So this fucking asshole, because he is an asshole, walks into this room, and then all of a sudden, he is in one of the cubicles, ready to get fucked up by whoever the hell is paying to get him fucked up. He gets fucked up, like sliced and hammered and kicked and punched and just beaten the fuck out of, and the website closes out, and you can see the reflection on the monitor screen, and it's Danny Filth. Bravo, that was beautiful.
Yes.
So here's where the ending of the movie happens. Nielsen is like, dude, fuck Kemper. I'm going to put an end to this shit once and for all. So he breaks into the asylum he's in, rolls up in that bitch, and he is just shit talking him and just shooting him in the arms and the legs. He's like, where's your bloody magic? Just shooting the fuck out of him. He's like, where's your fucking magic? It's fucking raw. Like he's going like full on like Gordon Ramsay on his ass.
The whole time too, dude. This man in the cellar, he's in a padded room with like this giant like leather mask, his hair all dangling out, big bushy beard, looking like Abyss from TNA Impact,
Christ,
or Mankind Mick Foley, like just this weird combination of whatever. Like, it honestly looked pretty cool though.
Yeah, because it looked like his eyes were covered up a little bit, so his mouth was, poking out where he could talk and shit.
Right, and that's what I'm saying, dude. It's like, there are so many cool ideas and stylistic choices throughout this movie that made me really enjoy it.
Yeah. So anyway, Nielsen comes in, he shoots this motherfucker, and then one of the orderlies comes in, and he's like, oh, there he is, and this whole gang of fuckers roll in there. It looks like they're in like riot gear, or they're like padded up heavily. And they're like scooping him up and they're like, oh, get him out of here. And he's like, no, fuck no. Well, Danny Filth is in one of these outfits. He just takes the mask off and has this giant fucking blade. And he is like hacking these sons of bitches to death.
It almost looks like a giant, like almost Karumbid in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Like a scythe, I don't know. Like a handheld scythe.
It looks like the top half of Nick Cage's weapon from Mandy.
Yeah.
And he is just... Dude, he's wrecking ass in this damn place. So he does all this, right? Looks at his dad on the ground, and he's just, you can rest now, father. Our journey has just begun. And then he looks up and gets half his head blown off. I want to know what kind of bullets this motherfucker has that blew his whole goddamn head off when he was shooting the other guy in the fucking arms and legs, and his arms and legs didn't blow off. Got the right fucking bullet for you. And he just fucking shoots him in that goddamn head, literally from like his nose up. Just explodes off of his head, and Danny Filth just dies and falls over. And then he leans over and he's just like, where's your fucking magic now?
Dude, the whole time he was just roasting this man.
I swear, he was fucking full-on Gordon Ramsay. Where's your fucking magic now? And he's just like mocking him.
Dude, it was like from the scene from It Chapter 2, whenever all the kids are just belittling Pennywise.
Right. Except, like, he's not shrinking. He's just, like, cowering in the corner.
Yeah.
And then he just shoots him in the heart and kills him. And then this orderly just walks in. He's like, it's over. They're dead. Stop shooting. Everybody's dead. And the guy's like, I've got to be sure. And so Nielsen leans down to check the dude's pulse. He just turns around and he's like, yeah, he's dead. And then Danny Filth's corpse, like, comes up and he sits up and he's just like, I don't remember what the fuck he said. He said some like black metal voodoo magic shit. It was pretty funny. Because like this top half of his head just like kind of peels open and there's like these tentacle spidery arms coming out. And you're just like, what the fuck? The movie pans out to a shot outside of the asylum and you see the gunshots going off in the window and it fades to black. And that's Cradle of Fear.
Jesus.
Which fucking wins by a goddamn landslide
Dude,
this week.
It's not even. No, there's no contest.
Verotika is absolutely wonderful with a crowd of people. Watch it once. You'll probably never want to watch it again.
No.
I bought it because I actually like to collect some of these movies because it's like trophies. Like, we fucking made it through this bullshit. Mount this on the wall. We made it through this goddamn horrific bullshit. Check these movies out. If you can get your hands on, like, you can easily get your hands on Verotika if you want to stream it or God forbid you fucking buy it. I suggest maybe just buying the DVD copy because the Blu-ray ain't fucking worth it.
No.
Definitely check Cradle of Fear out and all that good shit. Visit the show notes below so you can follow us on social media. Follow us on YouTube, subscribe. Hit that bell if they're still fucking hitting the bell. Are they still hitting the bell on YouTube videos? Okay, cool. I didn't know if they were.
Well, to be fair, I haven't updated the app on my phone in quite a while, but...
Okay, fuck it.
But as far as I know, as of the last update, yeah.
Cool. So ring the bell so you can keep up with us. And apparently there's a thing on Twitter you can like click a bell on there and that will put us in your notifications. Yeah, so ding the motherfucking bell. Go buy a fucking t-shirt on storefrontier.com. That's in the show notes too.
I bought one.
Yeah. Dev bought one. You can buy one too, motherfuckers.
I work at the dollar store and I could still afford this shit.
Ooh. That's a big step up because I remember the last time you were on, you were like, bro, I work at the dollar store. I can't afford shit. Like,
no, dude.
Now you've done moved up in the world. I work at a dollar store. I can afford this.
Well, yeah, man. This pandemic's got me getting hazard pay, bro.
That's true. But no, for real, go buy it. We have masks. Speaking of the pandemic, we have masks for sale, and everything on our website is at the lowest price possible. So go check that shit out. If you feel like joining our Patreon, we have exclusive content on there. If you feel like donating just once, go to coffee.com/supermediabros. That's also in the show notes below. Leave a rating and review on Podchaser and iTunes. Like, that shit helps us out a ton. We've got some new reviews up recently, and by God, it's been cool. It's been cool. Dude, thanks a lot for hanging out and watching some bullshit. I mean, we do that shit anyway when we hang out, but fuck, dude, thank you for sitting through this lot of bullshit with me.
Dude, it's always a pleasure.
Fucking A. I think we're gonna just get the fuck out of here. Oh, them nice fucking drum fills. Just sweet ass synth. Well, that was Verotika versus Cradle of Fear. Until next time, I've been Midnight Agent Raw.
And I, Dallas So Dead.
Fuck yeah. Shades on, motherfuckers.
We're off.